Bienvenido, jugadores. This is, I'm gonna enter from this. Actually, no, I'm not. This is, fuck off. This is 6-6 elevator action, or as I like to call it, 6-6 elevator action. There's actually a meme right at the start here that you can do to optimize. There's a head boost that you can get. It's really dumb. You cannot jump at all in this little hallway because you're like a 1 foot tall like imp, I guess. There you go, got it. I don't know what to say about that. It's just a head boost. You should try and get it. There's no reason not to try when you get out. You're never going to lose any time jumping at the end trying to get it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come over to the rightmost piece and hit the lever as soon as you can. Backtrack a little bit so that you can actually get here, and as soon as you land on this green platform, you do an X8 rewind. As you can see by how I just fell down while rewinding, green platforms, while you stand on them, grant you temporary time immunity, which means that while you're green, after standing on it for about 2 seconds after you leave the platform, you retain this green status, and it also leads to some really dumb teleportation garbage that you can do. So once you get up here, like as soon as you land on the platform, you do an X8 up here, and then this isn't my visual cue that I use. A dear friend of mine likes to wait until this cannonball is over this onion sort of fella, and then do an edge jump here. And as soon as you jump off of this platform, no matter how you do it, as soon as you successfully jump off this platform, when you press space, you want to start rewinding straight after. Just do an X1 rewind. So what you want to do is press space and then really quickly follow it up with shift. And you want to keep the right side of this cannonball as close to the left side of your nice little beautiful shirt as possible. Fuck. And if you mess it up, you'll be like really happy in midair. You've got to wait until the correct moment and then left input and then jump slightly after to be able to land back on the platform and try again. You should think of the rewinds more as a means to an end, and the end is to be here. So watch this. As you saw there, which I don't need to pause for because I'm using a video editing program which allows me to edit the video. So you don't want to get fucking smacked in the head with this because it will make you die or it will make you run out of health points. This is what you're looking for. You want to be around this close, give or take, to the fireball when your time immunity runs out, which is when you lose the ability to rewind to set this up. This is because the jump that I'm about to do is actually really, really cringe. It's pretty precise if you don't have the cannonballs lined up properly. This one is so that, obviously if I jump right now, the cannonball I'm jumping over has only just been born. And that means that the next possible fireball that could possibly hit me is so far away it's not even in the cannon yet. And the cycles are fucked up, but there you go. And watch yourself on the way back down. You basically just want to come back down to the lever. This is not what the task does, and it is pretty possible to do what the task does. I have a strat comparison for 6-6A, but you don't have to worry about that. You can also absolutely massacre yourself here if you want to. Oh yeah, so basically, I'm not explaining anything very well, hold on. Let me back up there. You want to just do the same thing again, do like an X4 rewind. You can X4 this, and rewind it up, not all the way. Make sure you do not rewind it back up all the way because it will flip the lever if you let go of rewind, which you probably will because it would be an accident. So you wouldn't have the spark of genius common sense to fast forward instead of letting go. Don't do that. Keep it like halfway between where it started and the top. Get back down. come here, do the same thing. As soon as you stop rewinding, drop the ring. And you can let go of the ring, this is my cue for it. Pretty much universally, there is a lot of variation on this part based on, you know, how quickly you got here, how far up you rewinded, all this sort of like dog shit. But pretty much always just put the ring down, wait until it bounces up, and then let go of it, and it should do it perfectly. Now this part is important. It matters which green thing you touch last, because whenever you rewind, the furthest back that you'll be able to rewind to, like if you do an X8 and hold it infinitely, you'll never arrive back at the door if you've touched a green platform at any point during the stage. You'll only rewind back to the green platform. Disregarding teleportation mechanics, but you literally don't need to worry about that at all. You want to make sure that you've touched this one last, and you want to make sure that just wait until this platform is past the other one, like the one that you're standing on is past the other one, before you attempt this jump. Otherwise you're just probably going to accidentally green yourself on the other thing. Green yourself means, you know, apply the green effect to yourself using a different platform. So make sure that you haven't touched that. Pull the lever as soon as you do. Do an X4. You want to do an X4-ish. You can do an X2 if you're like a beta male or something like that. If you're an alpha or just kind of stupid, you can do an X8. But if you do an X8, the platform is going to keep moving past you, and you'll fall off the right side of it because it will be too fast for you. So you want to make sure if you're doing an X8 that you stop it at the right time, or just be safe and do an X4, but it's slightly slower. So you want to make sure that you're securely on this, and then you fast forward X8. As soon as you've greened yourself on this platform, do an X8 fast forward. And you'll know that, obviously you'll know that the fast forward worked, because it'll stop and won't let you fast forward anymore, but also the lever up there is pressed. That's what you're looking for. Right, so you're going to be jumping on this ladder as soon as possible here, and then doing an X2. As soon as the camera pans all the way up, turn it back into an X1, rewind. And then you want to make sure that this platform that I'm groping right now doesn't get all the way to the left, because if it does, that means the lever will return back to its standby position. So you want to pause when you're underneath this platform. You don't want to end up on top of this. Like if you think 3-8, how if you're like halfway inside a platform, it'll put you on top of it. That's what you want to avoid with this. So you want to make sure, again, that you're below the platform, and that the platform is not all the way to the left, and then you want to pause just to make sure that you've lined it up properly, because you don't want to mess this up. After that, you simply just go get the piece, green yourself as fast as possible, and now you have a little more time with this ladder. You let it bounce. I mean, you can. It's safer. Just let it bounce. Grab the top of it. Do an X4. And now you want to make sure that you don't rewind for too long. Like, pretty much. So the first one, you get on as soon as possible. And then do that. Second one, you get on at the top. Like that. And you want to make sure that you don't rewind so much that it uncollects the first piece that you got, if that makes sense. You pretty much just want it to stand upright, then let go, and make sure that you're close enough to the top of the ladder so that you can just get over here. And the camera pans up because this is actually the route that you take for the star, which is right over there. Now this is where you can soft lock yourself, and unfortunately I have done that on a very good run, but I've since had better. In the tech video where I talked about buffering jumps, where you can 12 frames before you land on the ground, if you press jump again, it will jump automatically as soon as you hit the ground. Fortunately, this can be used to avoid becoming green on green platforms. So just spam the hell out of space here, and you won't become green. And that's incredibly important. If you become green there, that's your anchor point for all rewinds. And literally the only way out, if that's the only place you can rewind to, is down this gauntlet below. and the only way to go from the top to the bottom of this is to do the intended strat of putting the ring here. As you know, putting rings in places makes things go a lot slower. Just pull the lever as soon as you can. This is an interesting part, but it's not hard whatsoever. But you do need to ensure that you've done it correctly. Pull the lever, grab the things. Like you want this stupid rabbit to like get securely out of your way. Grab the key, pull the lever right away again, and then jump. Doesn't matter if you kill a bunny, bunny's irrelevant. You want to make sure that you have jumped underneath the platform while the platform's going down, and as soon as you've gathered that in your head and you know that's true, do an X8 rewind all the way back. Ignore this isn't going to take as long usually, but I just like talked for a while. You're going to rewind back. Oh my god, hurry the fuck up, you idiot. You're going to rewind until you're green again, then just go straight into an X8 fast forward. Oh my god. Until it stops. Alright, I should reiterate, I'll edit this in earlier in the video where it's actually relevant. If you walk onto here first before the jump, it is very likely that when you do this gay rewind from the piece, that you'll rewind back to standing here instead of on the green platform. Which means when you fast forward, it'll literally just make you go back to the piece, which is really bad. So you make sure that when you rewind from the rabbit back to here, that afterwards you backtrack on and make sure you get the sort of sound. Make sure you're green, and then just come back. When you let go of that, usually you're going to hear the sound of the bunny jumping. The bunny has been killed by me, so it's not going to make a noise, because I actually landed on it before I did the rewind. Doesn't matter at all. As you can see, now that I've returned to the green platform and fast-forwarded everything that happened after I initially landed on it, it replayed all of that stuff while I was somewhere else. And because I'm not here, it just dropped the key down, the platform pushed the key back under the ground, and now it's ours to collect and we don't need to do the gauntlet. And similarly again, you get up here, jump into the door. As soon as you grab this piece, you rewind back onto the platform again. Oh my god, hurry up, you idiot, you absolute stupid monkey, you fucking flintstone. And then rewind X8, fast forward X8 as soon as you get back here. It's very important when you're doing the rewind fast forward. Obviously, don't let go of shift in between rewind and fast forward. Otherwise, fast forward isn't going to do shit. That's just how it works. You should be very aware of that. And then you should see that the piece appears on your screen, which is your cue to let go, and it will collect the piece, even though you're not there. So I suppose I'll do a little run through. I urge you to practice this level a lot. It's just one of those levels. Oops. Also, make sure that you go back onto the green platform before you come here. That's vitally important. I shouldn't have skimmed over that. And at this point, you'll have all three pieces and you can exit the door.